felt the tile against my cheek, cold and familiar, like the lives we used to pretend we shared. His footsteps circled me, slow, savoring. I kept my breathing thin, controlled. When he crouched beside me, whispering, "Finally," the heat of his satisfaction washed over my ear. That was the moment I knew. This would be my last night as his victim, and his first night facing the consequences he'd built for himself. I didn't move when he pulled out his phone, didn't blink when he said, "She's out, I'm grabbing the files." Every word dripped into the mic hidden beneath my collar. Every syllable became evidence. And while he thought I was dying, I was texting the police. But before the sirens and the shattering of illusions, there was a beginning, calmer, quieter, and far more devastating. We met in a bookstore, of all places. He was charming in a self-assured, steady way, the kind of man whose smile seemed built to reassure. I mistook that steadiness for safety, mistook his attention for love. When he brushed a strand of hair behind my ear and asked what I was reading, I didn't realize he was already studying me like a file to be assessed, categorized, exploited. He made promises I believed. He made futures sound possible. He made me think I mattered. And for a while, that was enough. But betrayal never arrives with a scream. It trickles in, drip by drip, until one day you look down and realize you're drowning. The first red flag was small: strange hours, quiet calls, a new passcode on his phone. He said it was work. I said I trusted him. We both lied. Then the changes came faster. The clipped conversations, the sudden anger, the way he stopped looking at me like a partner and started looking at me like a liability. I noticed the missing documents, my documents, files on the company I built, intellectual property he technically had access to, but never needed until he partnered with the one person I told him never to trust, Victor Hale, my professional rival, the man who tried to buy me out and slandered me when I refused. When I saw their messages, buried deep in an email account he thought I didn't know about, the betrayal didn't crack me open, it crystallized me. They weren't just planning to steal my work, they were planning to frame me for their theft. And tonight, poisoning me was the final step. He thought I would panic, he thought I would confront him, he thought I would fall apart. Instead, I watched, listened, learned, and then I started planning. The first thing I did was visit my attorney, quietly, privately. We set up protections, financial, legal, corporate. Then I spoke to a detective who had been following Hale for years, waiting for a misstep. I offered them a whole staircase. After that, every move I made was deliberate. I began acting distracted, forgetful, tired. I let him think the poison he'd been slipping into my tea was working. I left a trail of mistakes he would feel compelled to exploit. Misplaced keys, unlocked drawers, an open laptop filled with documents he thought he needed. He took the bait beautifully. And tonight, he decided the slow method wasn't enough. Tonight, he wanted results. So I made sure the cameras were rolling, made sure the mic was on, made sure the police were waiting for my message. When he opened the file cabinet and started stuffing folders into his bag, I let my fingers twitch, just slightly. His head whipped toward me. But the sirens reached us first. He froze. I rose. Watching confusion bloom on his face was exquisite. He stared at me as if resurrected monsters weren't supposed to stand up. "You," he choked. "Yes," I said, brushing dust off my dress. "Me." When the police burst into the kitchen, his expression twisted into something between fear and disbelief. They pulled him away from the files, from me, from the life he tried to steal. He screamed my name as if I owed him one more lie. I didn't even look at him. The house is quiet now, except for the hum of the fridge and the echo of everything that nearly happened. I sit where I fell earlier, letting the silence settle. People talk about closure like it's a door you gently close. But revenge isn't gentle. Justice isn't quiet. It's precise. It's earned. It's the sound of a man realizing too late that the woman he underestimated learned from every wound he ever gave her. The police took him. I kept my company. And the only thing left behind on this kitchen whore is the imprint of the life he tried to bury. The look on his face when they stormed in, still priceless.